From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Friday, February 20th, 2026. From automotive reporter Liam Rapley, Dodge has prevailed in a consumer fraud lawsuit after buyers of 2021 Hellcat Durangos sued the company for making more cars. Back in 2021, Dodge rolled out the Hellcat Durango, marketing it as a one-year-only, once-in-a-lifetime SUV. Buyers paid up to $114,000 for the supercharged cars, saying in court that they thought they were getting something truly limited. By 2023, Dodge brought the Hellcat Durango back, and it remains in production today. Because of the continued production of the Hellcat Durangos, a group of owners sued, saying Dodge misled them. They argued they never would have bought the SUV if they knew more were coming. But a federal judge in Delaware shut the case down, ruling Dodge's marketing wasn't a legally binding promise. The only promises that count are in the warranty booklet, and that booklet didn't say a word about, quote, 1 year only, end quote. The judge also noted there was no evidence Dodge planned to mislead anyone. They just changed their minds. Then Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis said in 2023 that the brand revived the Durango for a simple reason. He didn't want to leave money on the table, and he knew people wanted those Hellcats. For more on this story, you can search on Freep.com for Liam Rapley's article, Dodge Wins Lawsuit Over Limited Edition Hellcat Durango Controversy.
I'm Sue Selasky, Detroit Free Press food and restaurant writer. Burgers are sizzling once again on the grill at the tiny white building at the corner of Woodward Avenue and Hamilton Row in Birmingham. On Monday, Better Burgers opened its doors to customers, serving not only burgers, but breakfast sandwiches, patty melts, grilled cheese sandwiches, fries, and shakes. And it's open 24 hours, 7 days a week. At 35075 Woodward Avenue, the restaurant owners told the Detroit Free Press that the space was empty and there was an opportunity to lease the building. The new owners have been in the restaurant business more than 25 years and own Coney Islands in Detroit, an ice cream shop in Warren, and another kitchen and bar. Inside, the restaurant seats about 35 people with counter seating and high top tables. At Better Burgers, its sliders start out as 3 ounces of beef patties. The basic to-go cheeseburger comes with ketchup, mustard, grilled onions, and pickles. You can add toppings like jalapenos, bacon, or even a fried egg for an extra charge. For more than 70 years, the building housed Hunter House Hamburgers, which closed and relocated on October 31st, 2025, and reopened the very next day on November 1st, 2025, in a temporary space. Hunter House's new space is at 33900 Woodward Avenue in Birmingham.
Hey there, everybody. This is Omari Sacco for the second Pistons beat writer for the Detroit Free Press. On this week's episode of our podcast, The Pistons Post, Bryce Simon and I recapped the All-Star Weekend, previewed their difficult stretch of games coming out of break, and debated rotation changes through their final 29 games. Here's a quick snippet of our conversation.
I think we're going to learn a lot about this team coming out of the All-Star break. Duren will be back after the Knicks matchup. Obviously, Isaiah Stewart will miss all of those games. Like you mentioned, hopefully Ron Holland will be back. But we're going to learn a lot about this team here moving forward.
Yeah, we are. Very tough stretch, like you said. You get the Spurs, you get Cleveland, and you get OKC. You're playing 2 of the top 4 teams in the East and then the top 2 teams in the West multiple times. And for a chunk of those games, you're not going to have Isaiah Stewart. He's going to be out, obviously, this week in New York and Chicago, but then also against the Spurs, Thunder, and Cavs all at home next week. And then, the Magic next week, they're still a good team. Thankfully, you do get him back in time for when you play the Cavs and Spurs second time the following week.
I want to rattle off real quick again, O2. At New York, at home versus Spurs, home versus the Thunder, home versus the Cavs, at Orlando, at Cleveland, at San Antonio. That is a gauntlet right there that Detroit's going to have to go through, and will be really interesting to see how they come out of that.
And it really kicks off a tough stretch. Really, the rest of the season is going to be tough up until you get to maybe those last couple of weeks in April. You can hear that full conversation in this week's episode of The Pistons Post, which is available wherever you listen to podcasts. And as always, you can find our latest coverage on freep.com/sports.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on Freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend, and you'll hear more from us Monday.